What's up, guys? So I wanted to do a tank tour to show off my 25 Lagoon. This is for you guys so you can see it as it progresses, and for myself so I can document and see throughout the months or years or however long I do this to see how it's grown and the things I've done and how it's changed and things I can do better. Um, Look at corals, see how much they've grown. It's hard to tell when I'm looking at it every day. But it'll be pretty cool when I see another video 6 months down the road and see how everything's done. So let's start off with the stand. It's a custom built stand. It stands 42 inches tall, 24 inches wide, and 20 inches deep. And then let's move on to my tank. Again, this is the Innovative Marine 25 Lagoon. The dimensions are 20 inches deep, 24 inches wide, and I think 11 or 12 inches tall. One of the two. So let's move around here to the side. So up top, I'm using an MP10 by Vortec. It's a great pump. It's awesome. It's got tons of different settings. It's not too overpowering. You can really put it on whatever settings you like. Right now I have it on Lagoon mode, obviously because I have a Lagoon. Moving on down, I have a Mighty Jet pump for the return pump. It's a great pump. Again, one of the big reasons why I got it has a feed mode, so you can just press this middle button and it stops. Now it's on feed. That way I can give food without it being sucked up through the return pump. Same for the MP10, you can just hold this. Now it's on feed mode too, so it really shuts down all the movement. It doesn't shut down the MP10 all the way. You can kind of see how slow it's still spinning, but it really reduces it a lot, so the food doesn't get just blown around everywhere. Gives the fish a chance to pick off the food. Moving on to the filtration, I have a Bubble Magnus skimmer. It's the mini Bubble Magnus, I believe. This is a great skimmer. I could do a separate video on that if you like. It's awesome. Can't say enough great things about it. It's perfect. I have to empty it out about every 3 to 4 days, just depending on what I have it set on. Moving on to the filtration, I have an Innovative Marine media basket. I have a matrix in a bag underneath, and then just filter floss on top. The other side is set up exactly the same. Moving on down, I have an auto top off right there. I believe that auto top off, what brand is that? I'll put the brand down in the description. I'm forgetting the brand right now. Moving over, I have this black one. This black one right here is a dosing. That's where my dosing line. So right now I'm dosing all for Reef, 5 mils a day. And it's broken up through 5 1 mil sessions throughout the day. And then there's my auto top off where my water goes in. The water seems kind of high right now. That's because I turned the pumps off. Once I turn them back on, it will, the water level will go down a little bit. So, I don't know if you can see that, but it's went down quite a bit. Moving on over, I have a refugium, just a mini refugium. This is another one of those media baskets by Innovative Marine. I just threw some Chaeto in there, and I have the Innovative Marine Chaeto Max Light. I don't know if I can get back there. It's sitting right there. So it comes with some Velcro, and it's just Velcro to the back. I did have to cut off. There was this black paint on the back, or it's this stuff that's on the back, and it's really easy to take off. It's not paint, it's more like a wrap. You just take a X-Acto knife and just make a square, and then you can just peel it right off. So it's really easily done. I also have 2 spin streams by Innovative Marine. I like Innovative Marine stuff. I have a lot of their stuff. So 2 spin streams. It's great. You don't have to set it on anything. It's just the pump goes in there and there's a gear in there and it just turns it itself. Some people say that they're loud. Mine have no sound whatsoever at all. This one I just put in today. This one's been on there for weeks. So brand new, it doesn't make a sound, and then this older one doesn't. And this one was from a 10-gallon tank I had. So I've had this one for a long time, but it's been on this tank for a few weeks now. Moving on to my corals and my rockscape. This is what I have going on. It's kind of a little bit of a cave design. So that hole can be accessed back through there, through all three directions, and up through the back. That way no detritus gets, stuck back there on the rocks. I also have these magnetic rocks that I got from bulk resupply. So I have two over here that I'm wanting to grow mushrooms on, and hopefully they'll populate these whole rocks. I also have a Monty on this one. I'm probably going to move the Monty to that and get maybe some Cyphastria to grow all over that, kind of like this one is, just a different color. I think that'd be really cool back there. We'll start over here. So I have some GSP on a rock that's been growing out for a while. It was in my 10-gallon tank, and I moved it over to this one. Side note, I did make a video of my 10-gallon tank being moved over to this tank, and while this one was cycling, I made a video of it. I shot the thing not horizontal. I shot the thing vertically on my phone, so it looks bad, and it turned out to be pretty bad quality, so I deleted it. If that's something you want to see, I can re-upload it, just so you know it's not very good quality. Moving on over, I have some Fabia. It's been doing okay. That's a pretty slow grower. It's a splatter Fabia. I like it. Hopefully it grows out. If I need to make some room, that's probably one of the first ones I'll get rid of. I like it. It just doesn't grow very fast, and I don't know. I have a lot of that green color in here. So over here is some Cyphastria. I'm hoping that it will grow over this whole rock. That's the goal anyways. Back there, my favorite coral is that Duncan. That's been with me since my first reef tank, that 10-gallon. I like it a lot. It's grown like crazy. It started off with one tiny head. Now it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads on there, and they're getting huge. Back there, you can kind of see a little piece of Monty right there. That one broke off of that big piece of Monty. It was tiny, and it has grown that much in just a short time. I have a pally there in the middle. I have a leather coral behind it. Some candy cane in the back there, in between the candy cane and I think that's a digitata, is SPS that I don't really know what it is. I got it for free at a frag show. A guy just gave it to me. It's supposed to be green. It doesn't have the best color. If I got a little closer to it, you would see the green on it. It's not in the best spot. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna give it to somebody else. I don't really like it. So yeah, but it's doing all right. It's not dying. I have a Monty, encrusting Monty. I'm hoping that it'll encrust against the back glass back there. In front of it, I have another red Monty, just the branching kind. In front of that, I have a bird's nest. In front of that is a green slimer, which I really like. The green slimers are really cool. They stay pretty long and branchy, so it'll look cool when it's growing out into that void space. This I'm turning into an acan garden. I plan on getting a few more acans. I might trade out that kind of brown colored one for something else. Or I might just keep it, might just put it on the side, but I want to get some more color in here. Moving on down, I got a Blasto that is just taking off. I mean, this thing went from a few heads to this massive thing. It wasn't even against the rock. It's grown closer to it, and it's even growing onto the rock. There we have a rock flower nymph. That thing's been great. They supposedly move around a lot. Well, they do move around a lot. I actually have another one that's in that little spot. That thing moves all over my tank. I don't really care for that one too much. He likes to go in like darker places and places where I can't really see him. This one I placed right there and it stayed right there in front, and it's just gotten huge. I really like rock flowers. I'd love to get another one, but I'm kind of running out of space. If I get another one like it to stay, you know, I might put it over here in the corner or something. Again, they move, so you're kind of at risk to where it goes, to wherever it wants to go, I guess I should say. Right there is another encrusting Monty. It's been doing pretty good. It wasn't over the whole entire frog plug when I got it, and now it's completely over it. So it's growing really well in that spot. Behind it is a bird's nest. That thing's also taken off. I did get it as a bigger piece, but it's growing very quickly. Moving down, I have some star polyps. I'll shoot it from the top maybe. Can't see it that well, but got some star polyps. That thing started off as just a few heads, and you can see it's sprouted about 10 to 12 heads already. I have a Recordia mushroom, a green Recordia mushroom in front of the star polyps. It's doing all right. There you go. I don't know if that light glare is getting to it, but it was dying back a little bit. It used to be bigger when I first got it, and then it shrank quite a bit because I had it in a lower light area, thinking that all mushrooms needed low light. And then upon looking up more information on it, I found Recordias actually do really well in high light. And once I moved it into this highlight area, you can see that the light is directly on it. It has just taken off again. So that's a good spot for it. Over here is my pride and joy. This is my Zoa garden I have going. I just love this thing. I'm probably going to put another one right there. I did have that utter chaos right there, but these other zoas grow close to the rock. The utter chaos kind of grows up and has a bigger polyp on it, so it would have shaded out these other ones. So that's why I moved it to its own rock there in the middle. So I might get another one to fill that void space right there. But here's my Zoa garden so far. A lot of these started out as 4 or 5 polyps and have just taken off, especially since I started dosing that all for Reef. That has really helped out my tank a lot. This one over here, it wasn't doing so hot, but I moved it out by itself and it's really starting to come back. That green one right there, that green Zoa, it has stayed. I've had that since my 10-gallon tank for close to a year now, and it has just stayed small, hasn't really grown a lot. It's grown a lot more in these past few months after I started dosing, so hopefully it's going to get bigger, but I've had nothing but trouble with it. You can see I have a little bit of green hair algae on it too, but even without that green hair algae, it really hasn't been doing a lot. Here, I'll just give you a video of all the different zoas. Let me turn off this pump. There we go. And the MP10. All right. So here are all the different zoas. I can't list all the names of them. Most of these I got from a guy locally for a really good deal. He just has a huge aquarium. Multiple ones with just a ton of different coral in there, so a lot of these came from him, and it's amazing the deals I got on these. I see some of these online for like $50 for, you know, 5 heads or less, and I got it for like $10 for one that has 10 heads on it. But most of these did start out with just a few heads. This one up front is a newer one. Let's see. That one is a newer one, so I got that one with a lot more heads. Let's see what else. Which other one? That one in the back I got with a lot more heads, but most of these other ones I only got with a few. and I've had them for a while. That blue one right there in the center, that one's definitely my favorite, but it's been a slow grower, so hopefully it'll take off here pretty soon. Then my other pride and joy is this frog spawn. It's got this whole corner of the tank. I'm hoping that thing gets pretty big and just takes over. It's already grown into 3 heads, so it has gotten pretty big. So yes, this is my tank. The fish I have in there, I have a 6-line wrasse. People say they're pretty mean. Mine is really chill. It doesn't mind at all with being in here with these clowns. Then I have 2 clowns. That is a black ice clown, and that is a snowstorm, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Snowstorm or storm, one of the two. I actually got that one from Petco. I got a really good deal. You look at these online and they're like 150 bucks. You can get it at Petco for like 40. And then I got this from a local guy also. Also got some hermit crabs in there to help with the hair algae. I do have a little bit of hair algae in this tank. Not a ton. Gives the hermit crab something to eat, so I'm not too worried about it. I do have a little bit up against the back glass. I'm thinking about getting a lawnmower blenny to help with that. I don't know if they eat hair algae. I need to do a little more research, but that's the plan. Probably just stick with that stocking. It's probably the most fish I'll have in here. I'm more of a coral person anyways, so the fish are in there for my wife to look at something. If you have any more questions for my tank, please let me know. I can show you the inside here, but it's extremely messy. I have a shelf that I'm putting together that's going to go in here, but look at that. What's all piled in there? Man, that's embarrassing. I don't know why I'm showing that on YouTube, but there's my dosing pump, all for Reef down there. I also have some magnesium that I dose every now and again. I just test it. I try to keep my magnesium on the higher end, 1500. And then my other parameters, I run alkalinity at 9. I run calcium around 420, and then again magnesium around 1500. And it stays around that range pretty well. The All for Reef does great. Like I said, I do 5 mils a day, and it keeps those parameters consistent, other than sometimes I dose magnesium in there. I noticed when I started dosing magnesium, my euphyllias just took off. They've just done great. You can see my hermit crab down there eating some of that hair algae right now. So it's going to town. Other than that, I feed my fish frozen food, mysis with spirulina, and then I also have some flake food or some pellet food that I throw in there as well. So there's my tank. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Oh, one other thing that people will probably ask, my lighting, 2 AI primes, and then I can post my lighting settings, but basically it's UV 42 blues. I think there's like 2 or 3 different blues. They're at 36. I don't have any reds. I don't have any greens on. I keep my white at 10. I can post all that, but it's pretty moderate lighting, and everything's done really good in here. I haven't lost anything yet. All right, well, thanks for watching. I know it was kind of a lengthy video, but I wanted to really break everything down in this first video. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I've tried to end this video quite a few times. So I'm done talking. Bye.